Another border town that is bracing for this increase of crossings is Laredo, Texas. Mayor Victor Trevino of Laredo is with us this morning. Mr. Mayor, thank you for giving us some of your time. You have said that your city is bracing for something like a hurricane when we see Title 42 expire. Tell me what you are expecting and what your biggest concern is right now.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, Dr. Victor Trevino, Mayor for the City of Laredo. And we are preparing for some historic challenges in our border. And we have been informed that we will be receiving transfers from Brownsville and El Paso that are currently overwhelmed. So our fear is that we will also be overwhelmed with these transfers. Now, the problem is beginning with the hospitals and medical infrastructure that are struggling with capacity due to personnel. I do want to say that Laredo continues to be one of the safest cities and the second lowest illegal border crossing in the country. But some of these challenges include making sure that we balance our resources of our community and the humanitarian efforts of these migrants that they need. And the NGOs only have a capacity of about 1,500. So that all these things together are important.
Let's get to the measures in just a moment, but I want to talk about something you just said. You're seeing fewer crossings than some of the other cities like El Paso, like Brownsville. What have you done that has been successful that hasn't been applied in these cities?
We have a presence of multiple law enforcement agencies, and we have good binational cooperation. All these measures do help. So we don't have the amounts of people that cross in other borders, but because we're a processing center, we will receive all the transfers, and that'll overwhelm our system, that'll overwhelm our availability to do things. And this is the largest port in the United States. It used to be the largest land port, now it's the largest overall land port. And we don't want to see the commercial traffic impacted, because then the supply chain into the United States will be affected tremendously in millions and billions of dollars. So that's another situation we have to look at.
So you're handling the transfers, you're processing some of these migrants in your community. What's the structure in place to do that?
We have placed a declaration of disaster to activate our stakeholders, police, fire, NGOs, mayor, city manager, and medical to be activated. This way we are on the same page and we're ready to act immediately. We saw that during the pandemic, and this worked for us during the pandemic. But the main thing, like I said, is the hospital infrastructure and the medical underserved that we have due to lack of personnel.
Right. And to that point, we've seen a lot of men crossing the border, but there's also women, there's children, there's families. And I read in some of your reporting that you're very concerned about the pediatric health care component of this. Explain to me what your worry is there.
Exactly. We don't have a pediatric intensive care unit, and we know that family units are coming and children will get sick. They have traveled for a long distance, so it's inevitable they'll come with some conditions. So to see that and not to have the medical availability to treat them is concerning. We saw that during the pandemic where we had to transfer children out to other places. We had to fly them out with helicopters, and that is also a logistical problem that it's also concerning.
So you have shelters in place ready to receive some of the migrants. Are they at capacity yet, and are you prepared to have to turn people away?
They've been at capacity for a long time. Recently, they started to decompress, awaiting this new wave, but it's only about 1,500 people they can take. But considering the amount of people that will be sent over for processing, that is not sufficient. And that is where the problem begins. We have also set up some park and ride areas and some rec centers that could serve the purpose. But this is not enough. I think for the amount of people that will be transferred here for processing will be not enough. We have been in contact with our congressman from Washington, Henry Cuellar, who has been talking to Secretary Mayorkas, so we can be on the same page. But these are all the challenges that we have here.
And are you being given instruction from members of Congress, from the federal government, on how you are supposed to be handling this intake?
Actually, we do the handling locally. What is a federal problem is a local problem because we have to deal with the situation here ourselves. Of course, some troops have been sent to the border, but they will only aid the CBP officers they can't do any processing. So they'll be just for support. That I think will help a little bit, but that is not where the main problem is.
You're a lifelong resident, Mr. Mayor, of that community. How has it changed, and how much worse is the situation now than what you've seen over the past few decades?
Yes, definitely. We've always had immigration and some illegal immigration, but the quality of life is good here. We have a good structure, and we want to maintain that. We're a helpful city, we're humanitarian, but when it comes to following the laws, I think we are a country of laws. We have to follow the laws of the country, but we have to balance it with a humanitarian effort.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.